So this is pretty much how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Burning Abyss best board consists of your Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo not being able to be destroyed by card effects. Also, your opponent can attack into the Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo. They have to run through the Crusadia Mekk Knight Avramax. The Abyss Dweller will prevent them from activating monster effects in graveyard. You guys know how important that is in this format. And Beatrice the Eternal Lady, oh, she just sits there and looks pretty, provides an extra disruption, or just being able to send cards from your deck to your graveyard for later resources to destroy your opponent. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2019, where Burning Abyss isn't dead, it just gets better as time goes on. Burning Abyss, while flawed, is relatively budget and still competitive for this format. Using the Earth engine, the deck can link climb its way out of any situation and has some deadly combos when going first. The win condition is to either lock down the board with monsters like Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo, Beatrice, Avramax, and Block Dragon, or control the board with Orbital Hydrolander. In this video, I'm not only going to be just giving you a Burning Abyss deck profile, I'm going to go in depth and explain why I make certain choices and what this deck does against the meta. Starting off with the monsters, the only two important Burning Abyss monsters that you want to gain their effects of is Graph and Seer. This is the heart and soul of the deck because in the opening combos, making your Cherubini combo is the most important, and this card helps you extend even further by putting a Dante to your side of the field as well with a Seer under it. The combo is just insane, and of course I'll show you guys in the combo tutorial. But ultimately, other than that, your Burning Abyss monsters are all extenders. You want to get as many level 3 monsters to your side of the field as possible, and Burning Abyss monsters get you monsters to your side of the field without committing your normal summon, which is even better. So there goes Skarm, Farfa, Libic, Alec, Cowcab, Barbar, and Draghig. Now, again, people are probably wondering why I only play one of every Burning Abyss, and then why do I play Draghig? Draghig is normally a second Farfa, but again, I don't want to see multiple monsters with the same name in my graveyard that I can't get rid of, and unfortunately, Burning Abyss are really hard to get rid of unless you play a Chaos Engine, and Draghig actually has a good effect. What I do like to think of with the Burning Abyss monsters is that there are amazing starters, and then they all have a role to fulfill, like for example, Barbar doing an additional damage in time, or Draghig putting a clutch Burning Abyss monster to your top of your deck when you want to mill, Skarm getting you a free search, Libic getting you a special summon of a monster that's effect is negated so your Burning Abyss monsters won't die. They all have that clutch situation factor later in the game. 2 copies of Fiendish Rhino Warrior. Now, a lot of builds run 3. I think 2 is perfect, mainly because while you can get rid of it while it's in the graveyard, you want to still watch your normal summon count. Don't want to open multiple Fiendish Rhinos and other normal summons. 1 copy of Tour Guide from the Underworld, and then to the Earth Engine, only 2 copies of Mathematician for the exact same reason as Fiendish Rhino Warrior. 3 copies of Gallus the Star Beast, the most amazing starter of the deck. Send basically anything off the top of your deck as long as it isn't Sekka's Light, inflict damage to your opponent, and get a free special summon. The Gillosaurus is actually what has replaced my Danger Engine. I was running 1 Sunoko and 1 Jackalope, but the problem with that is when I ran multiple copies, they would get milled off with Orbital Hydrolander and I'd be stuck. Gillosaurus is not only a free level 3 when your first summon gets stopped, it also is an Earth monster for your Block Dragon plays. 2 copies of Psychic Wielder and Psychic Tracker for pretty much the exact same reason, and since this is an Earth deck, it gives you plenty of 4 options. So 2 copies of Rock Spirit and 2 copies of Gigantes, still respecting the Orbital Hydrolander and still being able to get your full benefit of Block Dragon. 1 copy of Giant Rex and 1 copy of Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo. Giant Rex is a free extender. Fossil Dyna is just amazing in this deck, and it's searchable. 1 copy of Doki Doki and 1 copy of Power Giant. Now, Power Giant is an amazing extender in this deck because it can pitch any monster from your hand to summon it, and if you pitch the level 3 monster, it becomes 3. Doki Doki can send a monster from your hand to summon a monster from your deck, which can fuel your Earth situation and provides free link plays. The main card of this deck is 3 copies of Block Dragon. This is a card that you want into your hand or graveyard as fast as possible because he just provides so many plays. It's a Dragon Ruler and can be summoned as many times as you want per turn. The only downside is that you can only gain its search effect once per turn. 3 copies of Orbital Hydrolander. I had to pick what card did I want the most. that I just had to sacrifice if I gained Orbital Hydrolander's effect and had another copy in the graveyard. And it has to be Orbital Hydrolander because opening this card just gives you another disruption and gets you deeper into your combos. One copy of Edge Imp Sabers, and then Sea Archivers, amazing targets to send to the graveyard with your Beatrice, or even send to the graveyard with your Mathematician. And Edge Imp Sabers allows you to put some of those cards that you don't want to your hand to the top of your deck. Lastly is 3 copies of Sekka's Light, because 2 free cards is just amazing. But that's it for the main board at 42 cards. For the extra deck, we run 1 copy of Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax. This is part of the combo. Boral Sword Dragon, this is a part of the OTK whenever you want to, go for a game. Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. Now, I know a lot of people can't afford Blackluster Soldier. I think it's the only expensive card in the deck. There are quite a few side options like Evil Storm Excited Knight. You can even run another Cherubini. You don't have to play this card. Next is Trisbana. And then we run Nightmare Unicorn and Curious. Now, you can obviously take out Curious for any of the other options that I just mentioned. The only reason why I run Curious is because in theory it's amazing, but I've never summoned it so far. 1 Cherubini, Nightmare Phoenix, and Nightmare Cerberus. This card's a lot better than, probably in this deck than in the other deck. 1 Underclock Taker, Beatrice, Abyss Dweller, Tornado Dragon, and Dante's. That's it for the main board and the sideboard. Let me show you guys these combos because they're pretty insane. Now, Burning Abyss have quite a few ways to extend their combos depending on certain factors. In this particular combo tutorial, I'm going to show you some worst case scenario and then the best case scenario. From there, you guys can pretty much even out what cards you guys should be doing in certain situations, which will hopefully improve your game. The first combo we're going to talk about is going to require a normal summon and Mathematician, and then just 2 extenders. One of them has to be a level 3, but it's just 2 extenders from there. We'll start off by normal summoning Mathematician using its effect to send Sea Archiver from our deck to the graveyard, and since we control a level 3 monster, we can special summon our Psychic Wielder to our side of the field. Using both of these monsters for a link, we're going to make the Cherubini Ebon Angel of the Burning Abyss, and then we'll use Ebon Angel's effect not to send the Graph. This is where I feel people mess up a lot. We're actually going to send the Fiendish Rhino Warrior. Now, the reason why we send Rhino Warrior in this particular sequence is because right here we already have 3 Earth monsters to pop off with our effects. Having that additional Earth monster is really important. So Fiendish Rhino Warrior's effect will activate, we'll send the Graph, and then we'll special summon the Seer to our side of the field. And now since we special summoned a monster to where a link arrow points to, we can special summon the Sea Archiver back to our side of the field as well. Using both the Archiver and the Seer, we're going to go ahead and Exceed summon into the Dante Traveler of the Burning Abyss, and then with that we are going to detach the Sea Archiver to the graveyard to send the top 3 cards from our deck to the graveyard. Now I'm going to make them blank, but in the next sequence I'm going to show you guys if in the perfect scenario what you can do. From there, we're going to go ahead and special summon our extender, the Rock Spirit, this time around to our side of the field by banishing a Fiendish Rhino Warrior. And then we're going to use the Dante and the Rock Spirit for another link summon. So sending all 3 of these monsters to the graveyard, we'll special summon Nightmare Cerberus, and then we'll trigger the effect of our Dante and Seer. Dante will allow us to add the Seer, and then Seer will special summon the Dante to our side of the field. Sending the Seer or any Burning Abyss monster back to the graveyard, we are going to make the Beatrice the Eternal Lady, and then these 2 monsters will be used for a link summon into your Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax. With just really 1 card and 2 extenders, you open up a pretty solid board. You got 3 cards in your graveyard, Sea Archiver for the next turn, you got a pretty good amount of Earth monsters, and a Beatrice disruption. This could be the start of a really good hand, especially when you pair it with cards like Orbital Hydrolander, which allows you to get disruption on your opponent's turn alongside of the Beatrice, and Avramax is really hard to get rid of in this format. Now that I've shown you guys how this deck operates on its lowest point, still being able to make a Crusadia Mekk Knight Avramax and a Beatrice the Eternal Lady, which is pretty hard for other decks to get around, I'm going to show you what this deck can do at its high point. In this particular sequence, I'm going to need 3 Earth monsters. I don't need them in my hand, actually. You can have any 3 extenders, but it just goes so much easier with Earth monsters as your first cards. You'll be able to pop off with some really good plays. I'm going to start off by special summoning Gallus Gallus Star Beast to my side of the field, sending a card from my deck to the graveyard. We're not even gonna make this an Earth monster. Whatever, we'll make it an Earth monster just because. And then inflicting damage to our opponent. Then I'll special summon Gillosaurus and our Psychic Wielder. It does not matter, all three of them to your side of the field. It literally does not matter. Using both the Gillosaurus and our Gallus Star Beast, we will go ahead and link off into our Cherubini Black Angel of the Burning Abyss. Black Angel will send the Fiendish Rhino Warrior to send the Graf Malbrink of the Burning Abyss to special summon the Seer to your side of the field. Now the Psychic Wielder and the Seer will be used for an Exceed summon into your Dante, and here where it's not really luck, but it's kind of, if you have additional Earth monsters in your hand or Block Dragon in your hand and you send Earth monsters to your graveyard or whatever combination of it, yeah, you're gonna be able to do this combo. So I'm gonna detach the Psychic Wielder, and this time around I'm gonna send a Rhino, a Psychic Tracker, and a Block Dragon from my deck to the graveyard, and this pretty much means my opponent more than likely is not gonna win. I'm gonna banish 3 Earth monsters in my graveyard. It does not matter to special summon Block Dragon to my side of the field, and then I'm gonna use both the Dante and the Block Dragon for a link summon into Nightmare Cerberus. Trigger the effect of your Block Dragon and your Dante as well as your Seer. Dante will come back to your side of the field, Seer will come into your hand, and then you'll be able to add 2 rock monsters that equal up to 8 to your hand. This time around I'm going to add Fossil Dino and Gigantes. Using the Dante and the Seer, we're going to go ahead and make the Beatrice the Eternal Lady, and then we're going to follow up by using the Cherubini and the Nightmare Cerberus for a link to our Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax. Now here's where things get really interesting. I can go ahead and special summon my Block Dragon again by banishing 3 more Earth monsters to special summon himself to my side of the field. This prevents all of my rock monsters from being destroyed. If I just so happen to have, like, I don't know, a Rock Spirit with Gigantes, well, we can go ahead and banish 2 more Earth monsters from my graveyard to my side of the field, special summon these 2 bad puppies, and now I can use them for a Lynx or an Exceed summon into my Abyss Dweller. And all of that, I have not committed my normal summon. I can normal summon the Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo, and this is what this does. My rock monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, Mekk Knight Crusadia Avramax forces them not to attack the Fossil Dyna. They have to attack the Avramax first, and lastly, they can't special summon. So good luck playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I really hope you have a fun time there. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like, and if you really did, consider joining our Patreon. We have so many awesome rewards. Also, a mad shout out to all of our Patreons. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. As a special thank you, I'm going to be uploading some test hands on there. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day, like I am.